Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the full year 2023 video for the zodiac sign of Pisces. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you, especially because we're looking at full year 2023. It's a lot of time, so you'll want a lot of information to go along with that, Pisces. Also, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do subscribe. That helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But let's go and jump in and get started. If you've watched my videos before, they'll be very similar, just looking at a full year versus a month or half month. And column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close. So kind of a reflection of 2022 and taking a look at some of the things that are ending in 2022. Column number 2 is going to be just general, some of the key events for 2023. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message for our future self or spirit guides. So like guidance or advice to take in 2023. We're also going to do 3 yes or no questions. I recommend asking questions about 2023, but this is your reading and you can ask whatever you would like. We're also going to do a crystal of the year, a healing note, and a couple other bonus messages. But let's go and jump in and get started. Again, column number 1 is at what's wrapping up and coming to a close. So pulling a summary card here to start with. We have the card Brilliance. I like this. I think you can flat out say you had a pretty brilliant 2022. Pisces, I like that. I like that energy. I don't know that a lot of people could say that. This is also a reminder of how brilliant you are too. So maybe you didn't have the best year, but you still shined. You still did wonderful. So you could have had a brilliant year, but it could just be your brilliance. Regardless, I like it. It's good to see. Let's see what other messages we have here though. The first card that we have is the Ace of Swords. Anytime we have an ace card, it's a card of newness. With the case of Ace of Swords, this is typically new ideas or new mental clarity. In general, I think you learned a lot. You found out a lot of information. There's a lot of enabling information. It wasn't even like just finding out information. It was finding out information that provided clarity, which is even more meaningful. Again, there was a lot of information gained and a lot of learning gained because of it. This can also be surgery. Some of you could have been sick for some time or had a surgery in 2022 as well. The next card that we have is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a card of this kind of goes both ways. So, and the meanings of this card are so different. One of them is kind of like a card of apathy or lack of fulfillment. So it doesn't mean you had a bad year, but you maybe weren't feeling fulfilled with some of the things that happened. The other thing though is surprise gifts, and that's what this 4th cup is. So you could have been gifted a car or a down payment on a house or something kind of significant like that. It's those unexpected gifts. Maybe you're in a relationship and that person buys you flowers, takes you to dinner. There's kind of some surprises, but it feels like positive surprises there. The next card, or the last card we have here, is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is very self-sufficient and very honest. I like this for you. Self-sufficient doesn't mean you're alone. Some of you maybe are not in a relationship. I'm sure some of you are, some of you aren't. But it's still good to be self-sufficient. I feel like you gained a new sense of independence in 2022. You were able to do things on your own that you didn't know maybe you were able or capable of doing. The other thing with the Queen of Swords is communication is huge. So this was a big communication year for you. And I think you learned to communicate maybe in different ways. But I feel like communication was really strong for you in 2022. Let's go ahead and clarify and see what other messages we've got going on. The first clarifier we have is the Sun card. In terms of good cards in the tarot deck, it really doesn't get much better than the Sun card. The Sun card is a card of renewal, the Sun card is a card of material happiness, joyous outcomes, success. It's interesting because some of these cards maybe don't sound the best, but then you have the Sun card and the Brilliance card paired together. One thing I will say is I feel like the information you gained and the clarity you gained really, I don't know, and it's unique in the fact that it was bringing joy or happiness. Maybe it was like information you wanted, or it was what you wanted to hear. But I do feel like, again, there's just a sense of happiness here. Potentially too, being sick or having surgery and then being kind of on the recovery and the upside of it, there's a lot of joy and happiness on that as well. So again, brilliance and sun cards. So really some good parts to 2022, no doubt about that. The next card that we have is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is another collaboration card. So again, communication coming through very, very strong here. And at the bottom here, we have the Five of Pentacles. Don't take this literally, but one of the things with Five of Pentacles is isolation. So again, that's that self-sufficiency, that's doing for yourself. And again, that doesn't mean there weren't people around or you weren't in a relationship. You maybe were, maybe weren't. But the independence here is coming through really strongly, Pisces. Okay, now let's take a look at 2023. So just in general, highlighting maybe some of the big events of 2023 for you. We have the card Efficiency. I love this. For those of you that don't know me personally, I do business efficiencies outside of tarot reading and mediumship. So my day job is business efficiencies. So I love efficiencies. Make sure that you're working smarter, not harder, anywhere you can. But one of the things I like about efficiency is like you're getting stuff done. And you're getting stuff done. I don't want to call it quick, but you're making good time. It's very accomplished. It's very efficient. So I like to see efficiency for you, a good efficient 2023. But let's go ahead and take a look at what other messages are coming through here. The first card that we have is the Four of Wands. If you take a look at the Four of Wands, this looks like a finish line. There are going to be a lot of successes in 2023 for you. So I like this right off the bat. This is celebration, this is success, this is completion. This is also very much so a card of friends and family, so keep that in mind. Really get that friends and family time in 2023. The next card that we have is Temperance. Temperance is a card of balance and harmony and moderation. Three things I absolutely love. I love the fact that you're going to have a balanced year. There's going to be peace and harmony. There's going to be moderation. There's just really nice balance to all things that are happening here. So success and balance so far is what we're seeing here. And at the bottom, we have the Strength card. The Strength card has so many good properties. It's self-love. It's self-respect. It's unconditional love from others. It's courage. All good things. You have success, balance, courage. I mean, these are big, bold things. The one thing I'll say with the Strength card, with the lion on the card, courage is really, really important. So I would be careful with like self-doubt and really be brave and courageous to take big moves as big moves come up for you. But let's go ahead and take a look and see what other messages we've got here. The first card that we have is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card of rivalry, challenges, obstacles. It can also be a card of sport. I will say that when I see this, I like explain it as small bumps in the road. So it's not huge things coming up, but it's like there is some sort of conflict, some sort of fight. I would venture to say family or friend, just given that the Four of Wands is directly connected to family and friends. I will say though, in terms of sport, you may like join a volleyball team or a softball team, or I don't know, pickleball came up earlier in one of my readings, a pickleball team, Pisces. So this doesn't necessarily have to be conflict or bumps in the road. It could be sport. You could be joining a sport. You could be joining some sort of physical activity. And I encourage you to do that with your friends and family, so you have that kind of quality friends and family time. So avoid conflict, go for sports instead. The next card that we have is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is very patient. I would say kind of give time to let things come to fruition. The Page of Pentacles is also, though, a card of new job, raise, promotion, money news. So definitely some sort of financial gains in 2023. We like to see that as well. Potentially you could be getting a new job too that it not only pays you better, but then is also providing that work-life balance. At the bottom here, we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a card of self-imposed restrictions. And remember what the Strength card is telling you. You need to be brave. You need to be courageous. You can't be doubting yourself or restricting yourself. It doesn't mean you're going to. This comes through more as a warning. So act accordingly there with it, Pisces. Okay, now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. I just got this new deck, and it's like money, tips, tricks, whatever you want to call it, money, gem, as it says at the top of the card. But let's go ahead and start with that. So the body part most similar to money is the legs. Your society is obsessed with the concept of chasing money. However, because we are ever changing, you will always be in the position to chase. Shift your mindset from chasing money to money running alongside you in the direction of your dreams. So in this column, we're going to touch on anything related to money, job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money here, Pisces. The first card that we have is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a very generous card. It's a card of giving or receiving help. And I see you on the receiving side of this, and I love it because it's like receiving money. So I do really see some good financial gains for you going into 2023. I like that a lot. The next card that we have is the Sun card. We talked about the Sun earlier. In terms of good cards, it really doesn't get much better than this. It's material happiness, it's joyous outcome, it's success. You're actually enjoying work. You're happy where you're at. You're happy with what you're doing. Joy is not easy to come across, so I like this. And then the materiality piece of it implies physical money, so also like to see that. At the bottom, we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is very reliable, very patient, very hardworking. One thing I like about the Knight of Pentacles is it's like reaping the benefits of your hard work. And I would say because of your hard work, it's pretty obvious there will be success, happiness, and those financial gains. Let's go ahead, though, and keep moving on down. Clarifying out, the first clarifier we have is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very bold, very powerful, very charming. I could see some of you moving into a leadership role. Perhaps that's where this financial money is coming from. Some of you may be like in a consulting role too. Again, I see people coming to you and you providing information. Your voice is really heard. Your opinions really matter. So I like to see this. Like the King of Wands is a position of power for sure. The next card that we have is the Empress. I always love the combination of the Sun and the Empress together. It really doesn't get much better. Similar to the Sun, love the Empress card. This is a card of creation. It's a card of abundance. Again, in terms of abundance, we want to see that financial abundance typically. So I like to see it in the money column. With the Empress, I also like the ability to create. You can create whatever you want financially or career-wise. So abundance and creation go so nicely there. At the bottom, we have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of commerce. So again, money, money, money keeps coming up in our money column. Always love when the cards fall perfectly into their column as well. This is a card of expansion though too. So I feel like there could be an expansion in your workload, expansion in business, branching out. There's just growth here in terms of career and finances. Okay, now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to love. Similar to the money column, I did just get a new deck that has like love messages on it. So let's see what we have here. The card says surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter into our lives. Let go and all will work out. So let's go ahead and take a look though. Anything related to love in this column, family, friends, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love, Pisces. The first card that we have coming up is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is very nostalgic. It's a card of reflection. It's also a card of reunion. So you may be getting reunited with somebody that kind of has you like reminiscing or reflecting or kind of feeling that sense of nostalgia of what it used to be. I don't know. This reunion doesn't feel bad. I don't know that this will be a love interest. I suppose for some of you, maybe it's just friend. Sometimes when I see this card, it's like the reunion short-lived, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. So I think you may potentially get reunited and stay reunited. But again, it's like a period of reflection. It's a period of nostalgia. But that could be one of the big call outs of the year, is getting reconnected with this person. The next card that we have is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is very supportive, very tolerant, very empathetic. This is also like Prince or Princess Charming. So if you look at this card, it's like the knight in shining armor. It's very romantic, very proposal-like. Great card for the love column. So if you're hoping for a new relationship, or you're hoping for romance, or you're hoping to get married or engaged, great card for you. So big love moves there. The knight in shining armor is like the perfect what you're looking for as well. At the bottom here, we have the Justice card. The Justice card is always favorable for you, Pisces. This is win-win solutions, cause and effect. This is truth coming out too, so you may be finding information out. Again, it doesn't feel bad, but there is truth coming out on something. This is really good if there is something happening with the courts, or something legal, or something contractual. Seems to be coming up this year in some way, shape, or form. But it's like finding out information, perhaps tied to their reunion. That seems to be a decently strong connection between the two there. But let's go ahead and clarify and see what other love messages we have. First one we have is that King of Cups. Again, this is a very supportive, tolerant, empathetic type energy. I like to see this. This is you and the person that you are in a relationship with, assuming you're in a relationship or interested in being in a relationship. So I like to see that energy, but it's supportive, it's tolerant, it's empathetic. This is happy, healthy, positive traits on both sides. It seems to be you're getting those traits from that reunion as well. The next card that we have is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a card of victory, award, recognition, good news, success. It's always interesting to think of love in terms of success, but I do see this being a really successful love year for you, and the relationship that you're in being successful, or the relationship you're getting ready to enter into. At the bottom, we have the Queen of Cups. This is another card of support. Again, I just feel like support is coming up a lot. I do feel like there's some healing that's happening. So potentially when we find out this truth, it's going to trigger healing, or now that the contract is complete, or the legal matter is complete, or court dealings are done, it's healing happening. So that justice is prompting some of the healing with the Queen of Cups. On the Queen of Cups, you see the cup doesn't really look like a cup. It looks like a trophy. And I think, again, if you're in a relationship, it's being treated like the trophy that you are, Pisces. So I like that. Okay, now let's move on to our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the card Influence. I like the card Influence for two reasons. It's such a good reminder to remember to stay focused on the things that we have influence over, but it's also a reminder that we have influence over so much more than we think we do. So again, like to see the Influence card there. Let's see what messages we've got coming through here. The first card that we have is the Judgment card. Similar to the Justice card, this is one of those cards that's always favorable for you. This is a card of gaining clarity, and it's almost about like following your life's purpose. So as you find out information, you need to make sure that you're doing correctly with it. And again, this ties pretty nicely to influence, making sure we're focused on things that we can influence. But it seems like we're gaining information this year that's kind of pushing us down our life's path. The next card we have is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is a card about being patient. Time is not one of the things that we typically have influence over, so patience is going to be important here. This is also new job, raise, money news, though. We have lots of new money coming in. Make sure we stay patient for that. But you do have a direct influence over this new money coming in. I'm not surprised to see that because, again, this is reaping the benefits of the hard work you've put in. So you are influencing that increase in money. At the bottom here, we have the Three of Wands. This is, again, that card of expansion, that card of commerce. You have influence over bringing in more money. You have influence over the growth that's happening. Let's clarify out here and see if I can provide any additional messages here for you, Pisces. The first card we have is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is new, active project or creative idea. Again, clarity, pushing you on your life's path, potentially triggering new events, new things that you need to do. This is about like living your life's purpose though, which is an interesting message coming through. The next card we have is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is a card of having two choices. It's multitasking, weighing options. We haven't talked about this yet, but when I see this card, it can be an indicator of being busy, so do be aware maybe there is some busyness happening. You may have to weigh your options in terms of financial moves too. Do you go to job A or job B? Do you do investment A, do investment B? So kind of just making sure you're weighing and making the right choice in terms of that money. At the bottom here, we have the Ace of Cups. Anytime we have an Ace card, it's a card of newness. With the case of Ace of Cups, this is new baby, relationship, marriage, proposal. So in terms of expansion, this very well could be your family expanding or love life expanding too. So it's a nice love tying into that last column there. Now, Pisces, at this time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. Again, I do suggest you ask about 2023, but this is your reading and you can ask whatever you would like. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But question number 1 is the Jack of Spades. This is number 52 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the Seven of Hearts. This is number 21 card. That's going to be a yes. And question number 3 is the 10 of Diamonds. This is number 8 card. That's going to be a no. So yes, yes, no for you there, Pisces. We're going to pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you throughout the entire year of 2023. You have Period, which is good for tolerance. It allows for mistakes, helps you keep self-worth top of mind, open-mindedness, and helps you stay authentic. We're going to pull a card from our Let Go deck because, again, we need to let go of 2022 and get focused on 2023. Your card says, that was then, this is now. Let go of last year, last week, and yesterday, and live in the moment. Pretty fitting with what I just said. Maybe a little bit nicer way of saying it. We're also going to pull a card from our Angel Wishes deck. This is a message from a loved one who's passed away for you, Pisces. It says, look at the clouds to see the answer you seek from your angels. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. We can all always use more healing. Your note says, there's something beautiful about all scars of whatever nature. A scar means the hurt is over, the wound is closed, healed, and done with. Thank you so much, Pisces, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, if you feel inclined, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Pisces, and I hope you have a wonderful 2023.